Hey, friends, welcome back to the Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Sally Allen. And today I want to talk to you about the reason why I started this podcast, where we're going, and basically the evolution of it. So in 2021, I published my first book. And after I published that book, I went into a very dark place. It was in July that I published in 21, and there was so much drama around it that I went into a very dark place. And I was there for 6 months. And then after 6 months in 2023, I woke up one morning and I had this thought as clear as day in my head. Sally, you kept your voice quiet for 6 months. You didn't talk about your book after you publish it. You didn't share your story. You just kept quiet and you allowed your voice to be taken away from you. You need to resurrect your voice. And then I thought, how do I resurrect my voice? I was thinking about this. And I got this thought also that, Sally, you need to give people a space and a platform to share their stories of resilience. Because how many people have powerful stories like you and their voice are silent and quiet? Now, I don't know if you believe in the universe or you believe in God, but I felt like that calling came from God for me. And so I thought, oh my gosh, how will I do this? And right there, I'm sitting, and a friend called me and said, Hey, Sally, how are you doing? And I said, I'm doing well. He knew I was going through some stuff. And I told him, man, I just had this thought in my head about this thing I need to do and give people a platform to share their stories of resilience. And he said, why don't you start a podcast? And I thought, me, a podcast? And he said, yes, I know a friend and he can help you. And I kid you not, I'm not exaggerating. Within a week, I set up the podcast. I reached out to the studio, set up the podcast. Within a month, I had my intro, my outro. I had everything. All I needed to do was go into the studio. I was so terrified. It took me 2 months to get into the studio. And then I got so sick because I was so nervous. My voice is going to be out into the world. And it was just nerve wracking for me. But I sat there and I did the first episode. And I am sure it was terrible. You can go back and check episode 1. But I pushed through. And I invite one person after the other to share their stories of resilience. And they did. And I have over 100 stories of resilience on my podcast. And I'm really honored that those people allow me to bring their stories and their voices to life. And the next year, I kind of pivot. The next 2 years after that, I pivot and I started having executive on my podcast, different executives from different company talking about business resilience and their resilience as leader. And as my coaching practice started growing also, I noticed that I was pivoting more and more into mindset. And so this year, I decided to go solo. And this is what I'm doing. I went solo because I don't want to do, nobody has time to digest a 1 hour episode or even a 30-minute episode. So my goal is to do 15 to 20 minutes episode, not even that long, 10 to 15 minutes episode, easy to digest as you're driving to work, easy points to take away. And then and apply its practical applications. And so most of these principles will come from my books and will come from my experience with my clients. And it will come from my personal experience also. So I want to personally thank you for being here, for supporting me all these years, for watching my episodes, for downloading, for sharing, and however way you support me, even if you're bringing awareness to the Mindset Podcast. Thank you again. Stay tuned. More episodes to come. And next year is going to be even more amazing. So thank you again. And remember what I always say, if you change your mindset, you can change your life. So with that, I'm going to close this episode. And if you like and enjoy this, please remember to share with your friends. Have an amazing day and see you in the next episode.